They must be defended every day, otherwise there is widely disappear. And as I reflect on my ordinary story besides your extraordinary one, I try to fully grasp the depth of who I am because you are. This reaches me as a fruit forged in pain and resilience. The steadfastness of the Palestinian people, Sumud, is the sister of your own mood. In Arabic, Sumud means steadfastness, resilience that becomes a way of being. It is the grandmother in Gaza who gathers her orphan grandchildren with rubble and whispers, remember. It is the farmer in the West Bank who replaces his olive sapling each time settlers uproot the old tree, refusing to give up his bond to the soil. It is the children in Gaza studying in tents after their schools have been destroyed. Sumud is resilient with grace, defiance with dignity, the quiet, unyielding courage to keep living, hoping and loving amidst our hardest adversity. Sumud, like Ubuntu, is not merely a word. It is the moral DNA of survival, a profound expression of faith in our shared interdependence, a powerful antidote to the isolation and fear that conflictuality solves at every level and in every domain. Together, they define an ethic of coexistence, and perhaps what Nelson Mandela envisioned, a world in which empathy becomes the language of politics, and politics is rooted in justice as the definition of shared humanity. They remind us that no one is fully free until we are free, and that our dignity is inseparable from the dignity of others, and both teach us that we are bound together in our suffering and hope. And as I look to the conclusion, if there is one thing that I would like you to take from this lecture, is this. Whether recognized or not by Muslim power, the Palestinian struggle for freedom stands at the heart of the movement toward a truly decolonized world order. A world in which international law is applied universally and the crimes of colonialism for which Mandela and his comrades spent 27 years in prison, as hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have in theirs, are finally accounted for. Otherwise, it will be remembered as the greatest moral failure of our time. And that is why, no matter the repression we face, Palestine will increasingly stand at the center of all struggle for justice worldwide. Therefore, as we reflect on peace and cooperation, let's appreciate this. Opposing the bombing or so-called ceasefire is not peace. In this atrocity that some has the audacity to call peace, the Israeli army maintains control over more than half of Gaza, continuing to kill everywhere. And everywhere it can, and maliciously steal land and resources across the West Bank, continuing to hold and torment thousands of Palestinian hostages. The self-determination of the Palestinian people appears still as far as it has ever been. And this is why the pressure must continue if the Palestinians are to achieve the same justice that everyone deserves. Millions of ordinary people are crying out for more clarity and principled leadership, for end of complicity in my beautiful country and in yours, South Africa. They long for a vision that places human life above conquest, dignity above convenience, community above self-interest. They demand an international order rooted in our shared humanity. And this is the new multilateralism that we must build, not one for the few, but one for the many, where solidarity, as the political definition of love, can be fully realized in each and every society. And in this, your leadership lies a path for others to follow. South Africa can and must continue to stand at the forefront, must continue to open doors and compelling others to follow. Many today feel hesitant of standing up to power. And we understand, fear is human, but as someone who comes from a place that has been plagued by mafia, where the logic of intimidation would smear, torment, and even kill those who stand for justice, I tell you from my heart, it's not the brawl that defeats us. It's the refusing to pick ourselves back up. The only defeat is when we let fear and intimidation silence us. And fear cannot withstand the power of people united in a just cause. It can be defeated by the unity of ordinary people and the unity of struggles across the world. And today, in many ways, I stand before you in a place of vulnerability, but also of great strength, empowered by the resilience of the Palestinians and everyone standing with them. And by doing the right thing, we find the lies, and through solidarity, we find strength. But yes, we have a long way to go, and we have begun. And in this beginning, I find hope. I believe it can lay the foundation not only for a just global order, but for a new way of living as a global community. The realization of the principles of Ubuntu and Sumut. A world that finally embraces humanity, solidarity, justice, and equality for all. Alone we are frail, we are fragile, like butterfly wings. But when we clap those little wings all together, we can make the storm and make justice be our soul.